Have you ever felt like the world is just designed to trap you? You know, that every good thing that comes your way is just bait to lure you into some kind of cage? Well, that single, pretty dark thought is the key to unlocking a truly amazing story. That worldview is right at the heart of Selma Lagerlöf's classic story, The Rattrap. And in this explainer, we're going to dive into how just one act of compassion can challenge a lifetime of bitterness and maybe, just maybe, spring a trap that seems impossible to escape. All right, so let's meet our guy. He's a peddler, a man with no name, no home, who just gets by selling these little wire rat traps he makes. Picture him. He's in rags, his cheeks are sunken in, and you can see the hunger in his eyes. To survive, he's not above a little begging or even some petty theft when he has to. But here's the thing that really defines him, his personal philosophy. See, because the world has never, ever been kind to him, he's come to see the entire world as one giant rat trap. He truly believes all the good things in life, money, a good meal, a roof over your head, are nothing more than bait. Just like cheese and pork are laid out to trap a rat. So one evening, he's walking along and knocks on the door of this little cottage, probably expecting to get yelled at and turned away like usual, but this time is different. Instead, he gets this surprisingly warm welcome from a lonely old crofter who's just happy to have some company. He invites him in for a hot meal, gives him a place to stay, and actually talks to him. The old crofter is so starved for company that he just opens right up. He tells him all about his old job at the Ramjo Ironworks, how his cow supports him now. He even proudly shows the peddler the 30 kroner he just earned. And he tells him exactly where he keeps it, in a little pouch right by the window. The crofter is offering real, genuine trust. But to our peddler, this just looks like one thing: bait. The next morning, they both leave the cottage. The peddler says his goodbyes, his thank yous. You'd think maybe this is the moment, right? This kindness might change him. But not yet. As soon as the crofter is out of sight, the peddler turns around and he heads back. He doesn't even hesitate. He smashes the window, reaches in, grabs that pouch, and takes the 30 kroner. And just like that, the bait has been taken. The trap has been sprung. For a second, he probably feels pretty smart, like he's gotten away with something. Now, to avoid getting caught, he ducks off the main road and into the woods. Big mistake. The forest is this huge, confusing maze. He walks and walks for hours, twisting and turning, only to end up right back where he started. And in that moment of pure exhaustion and despair, it hits him. He let himself be tempted by the bait, and the world snapped its trap shut on him. The forest is his prison, and he is the trapped rat. As the cold December night closes in, he's about to just give up and collapse. But then he hears it, a regular thumping sound. It's a hammer coming from an iron mill nearby. So he pulls himself together, gathers his last bit of strength, and stumbles towards the sound, towards the warmth of the forge. The blacksmiths inside barely even look up. But then the owner of the mill, the ironmaster, comes in for his nightly inspection. And in the dim, flickering light from the furnace, the ironmaster looks at this ragged stranger, and he makes a huge mistake. He thinks the peddler is an old army buddy he served with, a man named Niels Olaf. Now the peddler, he doesn't correct him. Of course not. He's thinking, hey, if this guy thinks I'm an old friend, maybe I can get a couple kroner out of it. But when the ironmaster insists he come home with him for Christmas, the peddler totally panics. A rich man's house with stolen money in his pocket? To him, this sounds like walking right into a lion's den. It screams trap. The ironmaster leaves, but a little while later, his daughter, Edla Wilmanson, shows up. And she is different. Unlike her father, she speaks to him with this genuine compassion. There's no judgment. She just tells him he'll be welcome to leave whenever he wants, and that she just wants him to have one peaceful Christmas with them. Her kindness is so real, so disarming, that he actually agrees to go. Okay, so next morning, it's Christmas Eve. The servants have given the peddler a bath, a haircut, and dressed him up in one of the ironmaster's nice suits. But when he walks into the dining room in the bright morning light, the ironmaster sees him clearly for the very first time, and he realizes his mistake. This is absolutely not his old friend. And right here, this is the turning point of the whole story. You see this huge difference between the father and the daughter. The ironmaster is furious. He sees a liar and a deceiver, and he threatens to call the cops. But Edla, she sees something else. She sees a poor, scared human being who's probably spent his whole life being chased away. For her, it isn't about the lie, it's about the promise she made. In fact, she stands up to her father. She argues that they invited this man, this person, into their home. They promised him Christmas cheer, and it would be totally wrong, she says, to kick him out on Christmas Eve after they'd made that promise. Her compassion completely overrules her father's anger. So, the peddler stays, and for the first time in years, maybe his whole life, he gets to experience what real peace feels like. He doesn't have to do anything but eat the wonderful food and sleep. And man, does he sleep. He sleeps like he's finally truly safe, with no one chasing him and nothing to be afraid of. That evening, before he heads off to bed again, Edla tells him that the suit he's wearing is a Christmas present for him to keep. And then she says that if he ever wants a place to feel welcome and safe, he's invited back to spend next Christmas with them. The peddler is just amazed. No one has ever treated him with this kind of dignity. The next morning, Christmas Day, the Ironmaster and Edla are at church when they hear some pretty shocking news. A Rattrap seller has robbed the poor old crofter who lives nearby. You can just imagine Edla's heart sinking, thinking her act of kindness was a total mistake. Her father is furious, immediately assuming the peddler has robbed them blind too. They race home, bracing themselves, expecting to find the silverware gone, the house a mess. But the servant tells them the peddler has already left, and he didn't take a single thing. Actually, he left a little package behind, as a Christmas gift for Edla. Edla opens the gift, and inside she finds 3 things. First, a little rat trap, just like the ones he makes. Second, the 30 kronor he had stolen from the crofter. And third, a letter. The letter explains everything. He writes that because she was so nice to him, because she treated him like he was a real captain instead of a bum, he wanted to be nice in return. Her respect had woken up the best part of himself. He asks her to please return the stolen money to the old crofter. And here's the most powerful part of the whole story. The letter isn't signed by a poor, nameless peddler. It's signed with the honorable name the Ironmaster had mistakenly given him, Captain von Stahl. Because Edla treated him like a captain, she gave him the power and the reason to become that captain, and to finally break free from the rat trap of his own making. It's just a profound transformation. And it leaves us with this huge question, doesn't it? The story really makes you think, can one single act of genuine, undeserved compassion really be enough to spring a trap that someone has been caught in their entire life?